All right. First off, just let me say thanks to the fans that showed up in the tough, cold weather. We appreciate them, and I know the seniors appreciated them, so that was good. Sorry we didn't play a little better. Got beat by a good team. They played well. We turned the ball over 5 times. Can't win and turn the ball over 5 times. 4 of them at the beginning of the game, and we still managed to survive to get to the locker room 17-7, but they finished us off in the second half. So, questions?
What went into the decision to put Jones back in instead of Arndt?
Well, we weren't exactly.
Somebody had to ask something.
Yeah,
No, sitting there all quiet.
I can go. I really don't need any questions.
I know you can.
We didn't get off to a very good start, and we needed to change things up. And Tyler had not practiced a whole lot this week, so
Tyler
Jones. And but it was pretty vivid. We needed to do something for a change.
Was the decision just to say, here's your chance again? You know, it's senior day. You know, you're the next guy in line.
No. No, and he didn't practice all week, and Tyler did. I mean, we do what's best for our football team to have success, and it worked out good that he did get a chance on his last one, but that was not our thinking.
How did he practice? Did he practice well?
He practiced fine.
Anything you put your finger on in the first quarter, all those turnovers? Was it just play?
Just some bad decisions. Rob Lowe gets one. I don't know, they put a helmet or a hand on the ball and knocked it out, and then, some throws that didn't look very good from where I was standing.
It seemed like on those interceptions, they had players pretty much everywhere the ball was thrown. I mean, that's going to happen with interceptions, but they were there, on that little bubble. The D-back was right there. And
That was a good play. They had a blitz coming from the field, and our receivers were to block the 2 guys, and I don't think we did a very good job at receiver on that, and that led to that.
How disappointing was this on senior day to have that kind of start and then kind of got in a hole, couldn't really get out of?
Very.
Yeah.
Want me to say more?
Okay. You want to extrapolate, feel free. Yeah.
No, I don't have any more for you.
you were telling us, Bill and I, on I guess it was Wednesday, that if you guys limit Antonio Andrews to 3 yards a carry, you're doing pretty well, and you'll take that. You guys did that through his first 6 rushes, but did Western Kentucky change their blocking scheme, or was it just Andrews became the hammer against you guys and just kind of found his way?
Well, I don't know what the time of possession was, but things work together, or they work in opposite. And when the offense isn't moving the ball and when they are making first downs, the defense keeps going back out there. And I felt like our defense withstood 2 or 3 turnovers in the first half, but finally on the 4th one, that was kind of broke their sword, I think, a little bit. And then, in the second half, we sustained the drive, go down, miss a field goal, and then throw an interception, and we don't stay on the field very long offensively, so we have to stay on the field a little longer defensively. Now, defense has to get themselves off the field, and we didn't get that done.
Coach, there was a time in the middle of the season when you all were winning these games that you were more of a power rushing team, you were running the ball real well, and you've kind of gone away from that a little bit. I mean, you haven't.
We didn't go away from it, Steve. We didn't make any yards running the ball. If you don't block people, you don't make yards. It's hard to keep calling those plays when you don't make any.
So is that probably the offensive line in this game?
They didn't play very well. We got dominated by their defensive front.
Anyone in particular?
It's probably across the board. When you have 20 yards rushing, I can't imagine we're going to find somebody that played real good.
You think your defense wore down a little?
Probably.
You want to say something about Tyler Jones? I mean, coming in obviously hurt. I mean, his factor, obviously his guts pretty big. Coming
Yeah,
in a game like this.
big heart, big guts, courage, fighter, winner, all those things. There's a difference between pain and injury. Some people can play with things that others can't, and I don't think you can ask him, but I think he felt like he'd play all week if he could get the swelling out of his hand, and he finally did towards the end of the week. He just didn't get many reps in practice, but he went in and did a gutty job.
Was your decision to use him instead of Duke just that 75%, whatever he is right now, is better than 100% Duke?
Play the best guy.
Coach, not to put anybody else down, but I guess what would you say it would say about your quarterback core as far as being able to put in and out Tyler
Excuse me?
Jones? As far as your options at quarterback, I know that's something you talked about a lot pregame as far as the other guys. So choosing to put Tyler Jones in, what do you think it says with him injured as opposed to putting in one of the healthy guys? What it says about your options at quarterback?
It says he's the best. I think that's the answer. That was kind of a complicated question. You got out of my IQ zone there for a while.
Okay, my brain's a little frozen.
Yeah, I understand, mine too. I think I answered that the way
Yes,
you were
sir.
going.
How much of a factor were the conditions?
I don't think, that's football weather. We got beat by a better team. They kicked our butt. That's the bottom line. I mean, you can't play those guys and turn it over like that. And physically, I think they handled us. I mean, we just got beat by a good team tonight. They were better than us.
During the week, did Tyler look like he could throw the ball well enough to?
Didn't throw much.
Didn't throw much. How about tonight?
He threw a pregame. I mean, I asked him in pregame, I said, do you feel like you can play? He said, yes. And I asked him several times before we ever put him in if he was ready to go, because it wasn't an easy decision to do that, but he said he was good. He wanted to go. Trainer says he's good, doctor says he's good, so we play.
If he said no, who's going to come in?
I don't know, didn't have to make that decision.
So you asked him several times, like after the first interception and then after the second interception?
I think he only threw one.
What about
Or
Tyler?
us.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that. I mean, I
So
don't
the
know.
doctor said they didn't think he could hurt it further just by throwing unless he
He said he could play.
said he could play.
The way he's being hit there, I mean, there's a time where he was kind of laying on the ground. I mean, was there a worry about further injury?
Sure, I always worry about you guys getting hurt. All I do is, the trainer says they can't play, they can't play. The trainer says they can play, they can play. I don't make those decisions. It's not my job. I'm a coach, not, I know there are some players that can play with things that other players can't, and you see it all the time, you see it happen all the time, and I'm sure there are some guys that probably would have played with what he played with tonight, but he did, so, and did an admirable job.
If this came earlier in the season, would he be more timid to, go back to him just based on the fact that maybe he had more time to heal, just by the end of the season coming up? Maybe he had more time to work?
I don't know, Tyler. Hard question to answer right now.
Early in the season, the run defense has been so good for you, but now back-to-back, allowing over 300 yards to teams. I mean, kind of what's going wrong? Can you put your finger on it?
I think we've had trouble with two back power running teams. I think we felt we fit good on the spread teams early in the year. I think we've had trouble with two back running teams.
And what do you think it is about your defense that has struggled with those?
It's multiple things probably. I think we spent, your schedule works for you or against you sometimes. We spent the first 5 games against spread, no huddle, not power running teams, zone running teams, passing teams. And, we probably need to do maybe more of a period or two in practice, even though we're playing a power or a spread team, and work more on power running a little bit harder, even on, you go almost 6 weeks there with an open week, and that's what you face week in and week out. And then you get into conference play and you start facing different types of offenses. It's kind of hard to change gears a little bit sometimes.
Are you feeling a little bit, silver lining, if you want to look at something? You can still have a winning season. You guys can still put yourself in position for an at-large bid.
Yeah.
Are those things still sticking in your mind, or just lost on senior night kind of more so the buckets that have been?
Well, they're all on my mind now. I mean, you don't walk away from this game easy, but I told them in the locker room afterwards they got one more and they got a chance to get to 7. There's not going to be a Sun Belt team go to a bowl 6-6 with 3 straight losses. But if we can get 7, then we'll have a chance to throw our hat in the pool and see what happens, and that will enhance us. I know that. I think our chances will be a lot better.
How will this loss change the focus in practice next week to face Troy?
Well, I think we gotta kind of look in the mirror and as individuals and units and kind of fix what we can in a short amount of time, but we're gonna face a different kind of team, a really good offensive team, a spread team more. So we'll have to change gears a good bit. We're gonna have to be more productive on offense if we're gonna have a chance to keep up with them.
You had to feel not good, but somewhat encouraged to only be down 17-7 at the half.
That's what I told our team at halftime. Played about as bad as we could play, and it was 17-7. We get to receive to start the second half. We went right down the field, and I think that's when we missed the field goal, which would have made it 17-10. So and then I think again we started down the field and threw an interception. So we had a chance to get back in. The touchdown before half was big.
Coach, short week coming up, obviously, I mean, one day out of your routine. How do you guys turn it around so fast and get ready for the second game, this last game?
Well, we've adjusted and planned for this for a while, but from our standpoint, Sunday has to become Monday a little bit. Monday has to become Tuesday. We have to speed things up a week. We're going to face another team. This is the fourth team on this schedule that gets an open week before they play us. You play Lafayette, Monroe, Western Kentucky, and Troy, four of the best teams in the conference, and they get an open week before they play you. But that's just the luck of the draw, and that's what we have to do. But then you complicate it, we get a day less to get prepared for them. So that's college football. We just have to make the best of it, and nobody's going to sit around and feel sorry for us on that. We just got to do what we